Hello and welcome to Irina Chapung's channel. Let's see. I chose to sit in a spot close to a TV with music. It's a bit loud now, they just turned it on, but I hope you can hear me well anyway, because I'm using my headphones. I got inspired to talk about there's a saying in English, I think it's from America, like when life throws you lemon, make lemonade. So meaning like when life hits you or universe or God or life, whatever you want to call it, when life hits you with like problems or what you perceive as problems or obstacles in your life, or something comes in the way of your plans, how to make lemonade is like how to make something good out of it and how to get over the obstacles that you perceive. So yeah, I got some complaints apparently from last, I think, session because I was sitting in a cafe in a noisy environment, and of course it's not to everyone's liking. Some people like it, some don't, but so I wanted to make another YouTube session while staying in Morocco, where my husband lives. But after last session, I lost like all this year. I've been chilling, a year of relaxing and chilling a lot because connection has quite good Wi-Fi. So I hope I will be able to make this whole session without interruptions. I will at least. So that's why I'm staying in coffee shops. Also, I like compared to in Sweden, where I got some inspiration because actually it feels a little bit like okay, it's unstable, so I won't start to talk about it. Okay, now it's back. So I will probably disappear from time to time because Wi-Fi here doesn't seem to be as good as I thought. But I will do my best. Otherwise, I will have to choose another coffee shop next time. Anyway, so I came up with the subject for this session because actually it feels like life or the universe is throwing some lemons in my way right now. But it's not a surprise really for me. It was something I was prepared for because I always make sure I try to always make sure the decisions I take in my life that I know the repercussions for it. I know you can win some, you can lose some, and my game in life is to always take risks and dare to take risks because I'm an adventurer, and I believe like life has sit in my home and I never take risks and I stay in the same old boring job and stay with the same people all my life in disappearing. So I try to stop talking while that happens, and hopefully so it keeps on switching on and off, but I hope this message will get through and the session will be quite alright. So it's not like last time where it only I recorded for 1 hour and only 10 minutes got recorded altogether. Anyway, so my game in life is to always take risks, and otherwise you won't. I'd rather live high at the top of my dreams than taking the safe road in the middle where I never achieve the road in life where I take risks, which means my life can go up. So so that means I can experience dreams and high possibilities that maybe other people who take the safe road can. But also, of course, because I take risks, I dare to lose things also in life. It could be opportunities, of any kind. It could be relationships with the partners, with friends, with it could be anything, business deals, anything. But for me, it's an easy choice always. opportunist and I'm an adventurer, as I said. So I always tend to take the more risky options, which I can win more. I can win high, but I also can lose big sometimes. But I always know that because I'm a hard worker, I'm a fire sign. I always land on my both feet like a cat. It's the way I want to live my life. Of course, you should all do what feels the best for you. And so, if you feel too insecure about a particular subject or problem, uh, maybe it's not good to take too adventurous risks. Okay, so I had to write things down here in order to not get carried away with my speaking. So advice for when life throws at you lemons or problems or uh, obstacles in the way of your dreams and goals. What I tend to do if something big happens that at the moment is hindering me from living my dream life or working towards my goals is to basically I'm quite realistic when it comes to that at the same time as I'm a dreamer. But I always, when I get hit by a shock in some way, some facts, usually from the outside that I can't control, what I tend to do is to um, just take a moment of realization. Like, so you need to face the facts. You need to face the bitterness or whatever has come your way. Face the facts, even how bad they are. So what I've been writing down here is what you're not, absolutely not, never supposed to do when you get a problem in your life, because that leads to more problem and more problem, and in the end you will have so much problem that you can't get out of it. Is don't run, don't deny facts. So when life hits you with some harsh facts and problems, stay, because the faster you face your challenges, the faster you can solve them and they can go away. What some people tend to do is, fortunately, I never had that problem because I feel like I've been hit my whole life with some very, very cold facts, harsh challenges, and I always been brave, very brave to meet them, because I know the only way out is to go through it, to go through the problems, to go through the challenges. The only way out of any situation, any problem, is to face it full on, head on, uh, like they do with this in Spain, when they have a red blanket for the bull that's coming against you. You can say the bull is the problem or the harsh fact, win in that. So don't deny facts. That's the first thing. Instead of running or denying, I advise you to sit down, despite maybe a lot of emotions is running through your body. Maybe you have, like, it depends on what facts has been thrown your way or what challenges, but usually you can feel it's like a cold shower, like it's something that feels maybe scary and you feel panicked and you want to run away, or depending on what happens, it can be very uncomfortable to get hit with, as you say, lemons, because it can be mild. But I'm talking from an like a crisis or something. Don't try to deny in your head what actually is happening. Sit down. I won't speak until it's okay. As soon as I see the sign connection unstable, it can be words from someone. It can something happening at work. Like, for example, this year with the COVID situation, like many people have lost their job, and with health maybe. And I mean, so many things have happened this year to people that are um, that could be applied to, like, this subject of lemons thrown at you. So yeah, sit down if you can. preferably in a place where you can think, quietly by yourself, maybe, preferably, maybe, but depends on what culture, paper and a pen, and just reassess the situation. Actually, because when this happens, your mind can spin out of control. You can get panicked feelings. You might make the problem much worse than it actually is. So my advice is to start by sitting down, write down what actually happened, the cold facts, the hard facts that actually throw you off the boat, you can say. Write it down, and when you see it on a piece of paper, maybe you will realize it's not as bad as you thought, you're overreacting, or it can actually be as bad as you thought in worst case scenario. But write things down. What has happened? And how does what happened stop you in your tracks from living your life or working towards your goals? Or write this down, reassess this, and think like, okay, so this has happened. This has happened. So what is the worst case scenario that this? I like this song. Getting a bit French French African, I think. Yeah, what's happened to you, and how does this affect you in a negative way? Write it down clearly. Anything you can come up with that feels negative, that could be an effect, or now or later. Then when you got all negativity out of you, then usually your body and your mind can start to relax a bit, because actually everything you have panicked for, you have actually put it down on paper, so you can actually read through it and see, is it as bad as I think, or is this something I can solve? And also, a good thing to do is to write. Also, after you wrote all the negative things that you think might come out of this situation, also be imaginative now, and in the best circumstances ever, if things turn around, what is the best thing that can come out of this? So also write down all the positive things that you think can be the result if things turn around, or if the best possible things happen to smooth the situation out. And also write that down, because it's good to keep your mind in balance. So yeah, hopefully this won't be like last time, talking for 1 hour and I only get 10 minutes film time. But I will do my 1 hour talk anyway. I will have to redo it later if it doesn't work. So yeah, so now you have been writing down the worst case scenario that comes out of this situation that's going on, the lemons that's been thrown at you, and you have also been writing down if the best, what is the best that can happen out of this, if you can be imaginative and think freely, what good things can come out of this. Also you can continue by also saying, okay, is it something that's immediate, critical problem? Like it could be something with your health, it could be money wise, it could be something that's really bad in a relationship that you need to repair as soon as you can. I mean, if there's something that's really is that time ticking bomb that you need to throw, so overviewed and repaired, so to speak, or maybe something that you need to take action towards immediately for this situation to be calmer. So yeah, so look at what you actually need to do now. What can you do now to make the situation better? in the immediate future, today and the coming weeks and months? What can you do today to make the situation better for whatever has happened in your life? And also write down what can you do over time. Um, and also a good thing is to think about, I mean, some of you might just need to think through these things, but most of us, when you are hit with something that makes you feel nervous immediately, I usually feel better if I write things down. And also immediate action and what can wait. So overview the situation and what can you do right now to make it better or to prevent something even worse to happen. That's the first thing you need to set down, because that's what you need to start by doing. Also, it's good to make a plan, long-term plan, like for the next weeks and months, because if something serious happens in your life, it's hard to think that you can actually do now and every day to prevent this to be the worst case scenario. And also, if possible, even think, how can you turn this situation around and make it work in your favor? Like, I feel like I did that, for example, this year when I felt like I was so fed up with my job, and I felt it for a long time. More and more, it was tension between colleagues, and it was a bad atmosphere I experienced at work, bad communication between the managers and at least between the managers and me as a worker on the floor in the shops where I was working. And I just felt like the situation where I used to love my work, and all of a sudden I started to feeling resentment towards my work. And I know that since before I experienced this before, it's time to change and make plans for a way out of this situation. So that's what I did. So yeah, things happened for me in the beginning of this year and in the end of last year, and that made me take the decision to quit my job, even though I also risked things with this, of course, as it's a big step to cut off your income and quit your job like that. Fortunately, I always had good economy, and I had only a couple of months left of my previous bank loan, so I could take a new large bank loan to support me the coming 6+ months something, and I'm still not working. So I feel very blessed that I've been able to take this time out and not work and just focus on my health, my relationships, because I haven't had enough time the latest. Ever since I actually finished high school, I've been working a lot. I've been working hard abroad a lot of the time, over 5 years, and I feel like I haven't had, and I've been living in another city than I felt over this country, Sweden, and over the world, of course, as well, and with my partner. So that was how I made lemonade out of to find something more satisfying in my work career life now, adjustable, just to make some income, because I've been off for such a long time. But I expect really to climb up the ladder of my dreams and work in a way that I haven't worked before within a couple of years at least. So reassess and see, also overview your options. I already told you to write things down. What can you do the following days and weeks that prevent something worse happening, or to actually start turning the situation around and work for you in your favor. Review in your life, you might have to reassess and review your, or can you still reach your goals even if it at the moment seems like a bit further away. Also, usually what happens in this situation is, once I start working, because I've been off for such a long time, work harder. Actually, Yeah, so yeah, the connection keeps jumping, so I won't speak when I see that sign. Yeah, so work harder, because usually when something like this happens, it shakes you up, but at the same time, it can motivate your goals. Don't hesitate, don't procrastinate, just write down what you need to do and start taking action, because usually when you do this, you will gain more energy, especially positive energy that will make you feel more inspired, and even can in the end make you reach your goal even faster than if this hadn't happened. These are very overwhelming, as depending on what happened, you can feel really overwhelmed. It can be maybe extremely emotional. The best thing that I always do at this time is to spend time in nature, focus on my body, exercising, eating healthy, making sure I get enough sleep, and also do things that make me feel positive. Spend time with people who are positive and feel uplifting to your energy. Also, avoid, of course, negativity in any way. Also, stay a bit away from maybe a lot of social media, TV, and all these things, because they can distract you from actually taking action. So it's a good thing to just take a little break from all this technology and focusing on yourself to gain your perspectives back and your strength and your stability, and to be more in balance. Like, health is always important, to get exercise, also nature, of course, if you have access to nature, and on your goals or the problem as you see it. Always keep in mind also, if you haven't already, until next time, because in our lives everyone gets thrown lemons from time to time. It's that things can happen that challenge our dreams and our current life situation. So this is to prevent this from happening in the future, because usually if you always have this in the back of your head, that expect connection. So if you always have this in the back of your head, you don't just expect your first plan to land perfectly, like everything to happen. The ego usually wants to calculate everything, the single thing that's supposed to happen. And if a simple thing, like some people, they plan like, at this age I'm going to have found my dream partner, and at this age I want to have my children, and at this age I'm going to make this much money, and blah blah blah. That's all good to have those goals, but you have to be more flexible in your thinking like that, because you never know what will happen. And if you are open-minded, even better things can happen that are more positive than you could imagine if you have followed your original plan. So always have some options open for change of events in align with you at that time. It could be 1 year from now, 1 month from now, or 1 week from now. So don't be so stuck in your ways and your thinking that you keep on choosing the path only because that was plan A that you've been writing down. Because if we let our ego control us, we don't let that magic of the universe intervene, and even that can stop miracles from happen, because what we call miracles or unexpected things, positive things, have to be or look a certain way. I was quiet because you said the connection was unstable. Yeah, so I was talking about, if we let our ego control us in this situation, ego controls us with fear, and also try to predict outcomes. But we need to always try to work on that trust that universe has something better in store for us, that even if something appears to be negative at first hand, something that just happened, to live your best life and to live your dreams, or even better than you imagine your dreams to be. So that's what I talk about, being flexible. Learn to be flexible in your thinking and experiences. So even if you have a plan that I want things to happen like this and this and this, and I expect to this person to do this and that and that. So be open-minded, because something better might come in your way by unexpected turns and events like this one. If life seems to be throwing you lemons, actually it could be opportunities from universe to take on, that you are heading the wrong direction, and that you actually need to reassess your life and goals, and maybe take another way or road to the result you are expecting. Mm. Also, I was writing down another thing, that it can be difficult sometimes to be by yourself and feel like you have to deal with everything by yourself. So if you feel like you need help with the current situation that you're in, don't be hesitating and don't be afraid to ask for help from family or friends or other people. But it should give you that positive vibe or feeling about it. You should go to people that you feel like that you truly believe could help you. Maybe not people who are haven't dealt with those things that you are in. Maybe they don't have experiences about. See if you have people around you, friends, family, or other people in your close surroundings that you can talk to and get good advice from. And like I said in previous videos, I'm careful about who I ask for advice, because some people tend to take your energy and your inspiration away from solving a problem, instead of giving you solutions and giving you inspiration and positive energy that you can do it, you know. So be careful who you go to and who you ask. And for example, if I have a love problem, I wouldn't go and ask for advice with people I know are struggling in their love life and are thinking negative about relationships and love. Same thing, if I have a problem with money or work, I wouldn't go to people and ask for advice where I know they struggle with their economy and they don't really have, obviously don't have the solutions for themselves, because then they wouldn't be in that situation. So be mindful who you ask for advice. And also emotional problems, like some people have a very much difficulty with talking about their emotions, and they are not really in tune with their own emotions. So if you have emotional problems, be sure you don't go and talk to people who can't understand. Yeah, you know, I think you get the point. So if you have opportunity to talk to people and get advice from somebody you feel like you trust, or you feel a positive vibe around, or yeah, do that, because of course that you can feel stronger in company in this, especially when you have challenging times. Yeah, so yeah, that's about it, I think. But I was going to see if the cards have something to add for you who are watching this. If you this year or right now are experiencing some difficulties, let's see. We'll take one card from each deck to begin with, at least, and see what they have to say. So for the highest best of all, I'm asking the universe for guidance for you right now. Okay, So I get these messages here. So for you who are going to watch this, you might, some of you are just of course watching this for fun. For fun, I feel like I have some big issue or something right now, but I feel definitely that something has happened, that the universe is trying to throw a little challenge in my plans, even though I expected in one way that this could happen. It has now happened, and I will have to make new plans according to what happened. And for me, it actually make me feel more motivated to work hard now because I charged a lot of energy. This is the 6 month actually I'm not working, and it's been lovely, and I feel like I deserve this so much because I worked hard since I finished high school. I never stopped. I just kept on working non-stop in many different jobs, so I felt I needed this break for myself and also to reassess the situation in my work life and to move on to something better. Anyway, that what happened is has nothing to do with work really, but it just made me feel like in difficult circumstances, I always feel like I'm at my strongest, I'm at my best, because I know how to work myself up from the bottom. For me, it's more of a challenge to when I reach a high level that I longed for in a long time. For me, it's more of a challenge to learn how to stay there and to stay motivated and maybe to keep climbing even higher or just to hold myself at that current level. That's my uh, how should I say it? Um, my challenge is to when I reach a goal is to stay motivated and to keep staying at that level. Um, so it's different for everyone, of course, and for some it might be actually the most challenging to fall down or to the bottom or fall down or get this obstacle in your way, because for you it might be difficult to work when things have seems to clouded your dreams or your plans. Even if it's temporary, you should always know that it's temporary. If something happens, we live in this 3D matrix where time is a thing. Well, but I'm thinking like I'm in 5D now, and for me, I don't see time as any issue. I feel like I have an eternal life. I will live many lives, so I will always make the best out of anything I get to experience at this earth in this life, and I feel happy with that and content with that. And any goals I don't reach in this life, I will continue to working on in next life, and that helps me not to get stuck in my ego and get fearful and feel like time is running out and things like that. So anyway, the card I received is I think it's for different people because it has to do with possible problems in your life right now. Seems to has to do with close relationships, especially love relationships, soulmate relationships, but it could even be with family because this card is tied to very close love relationships. It could be soulmate relationship. It could be a partnership, it could be a friendship, or it could be family, because we can be soulmates with anyone basically. Even somebody we just meet for a day can be our soulmate. So it's soulmate card. So if you're experiencing something with someone you have strong feelings for, or in your friend circle, family, or love relationship, and know that this is gets severed. Um, Whatever we do to each other in this life, the soul holds no grudges. So when we put, because obviously other we experience within our relationship, within some relationship with someone that you have strong bonds to. Don't be afraid to believe those bonds that you have with these persons. We meet after this life, especially with soulmates. We meet and we reassess our life and we see what we could have done better, or etc. So don't panic. Like, you just need to think that do the best out of the situation that you're experiencing right now, and hopefully it will go back to normal, or it will turn out the way you want to within this relationship. Otherwise, just know that you will meet many soulmates in this life, but not everyone is meant to be there for you through the whole life. You know, we meet many soulmates. Actually, it's more usual that we meet soulmates in different part of our life, especially when the soul wants to grow. And that means that those relationships are quite challenging or stir up very strong emotions within you. It's not about the relationship, it's just about the soul growth. So soulmates decide to meet at certain point in their life to grow, to maybe change direction in life, and to be remember what we are here for, so we don't get lost in life, and to keep working towards the goals that the soul has. And that your soul has different goals usually than we do here as a materialistic 3D person. We might have goals, what work we want, and what kind of dream relationship we want, and how much money we want, and how do we want to live, do we want to travel, we have so many materialistic needs and wants that has nothing to do with soul growth. So just know and trust that if it's meant to be, it's meant to be. If it's not meant to be anymore, it won't be anymore. To grow, you need to develop, you need to evolve as souls here on this earth. That's why we are all here. So let it be. That's what I can say. Let it be. Don't fight against it, because it just feels worse. And hopefully it will go back to the way you want to. But if not, you have to let go and release it. True love is about being able to release and set each other free, because all souls have different goals and experiences to experience here while we are here. In the short time we are here, it's very short time compared to eternity, for sure. The next card is has to do with health. So I got 3 cards here. One is love and relationships. The other one is about health and the contact with the divine and God and your own body and soul. The third is about very much about stress, work life, and economy and things like that. So it seems to cover all areas. The middle card says that some of you needs to recharge your batteries. You need to fill yourself up with energy instead of wanting other people to fill you up, looking for other people to unstable it. So I usually quit talking when I see that. Anyway, so yeah, so let's see how this session turns out. Hopefully not as worse as the other time I was trying to make one here in Morocco. Okay. So some of you seems to be like a battery that's run out of energy. So the important thing for you is to take time by yourself, because that's the fastest way to recharge. For some, you might get energy out of being in lively places with a lot of people and maybe parties, events, etc. But because of this situation in the world right now with COVID, I think we all need to try and do it in solitude right now, more than in groups. Unstable connection again. Yeah, so yeah, you need to recharge your energy, some of you. So if you don't, it can lead to exhaustion and burnout in the long run. So if you feel like you are low in energy, you need to listen to your body. You need to take time for yourself. What do you want to do right now? Just feel in a moment. Right now, what can make you feel better? Sit down with a magazine and a cup of tea or coffee. Watch your favorite movie. Just take a day for yourself. Maybe even take a day from work. Some people might need that, and just focus on yourself. And always, if you have opportunity to be in nature, go out a day in nature, bring food with you if you're out for a few hours, and that's always a way to recharge and also to get new energies in. Let new energies in, get new insights, and get new inspiration to be alone in nature, preferably without a lot of electronics like listening to music on your phone or etc. Um, just keep your phone turned off if you bring it, and only use it for the also trust and feel that the divine is within all of us. We just need to connect with our own soul and our own bodies to feel that. And as I said, it's easy if you focus on yourself. It can be meditation or in nature, or preferably by yourself. It's easier to focus like that for most people anyway. The third card is regarding work. It's a little bit an economy. So some of you might experiencing real problems or just worries about your okay. Unstable connection again. Let's see. Okay, so some of you might experience worries regarding money, economy, and your work, and also this is a card that has to do with work, and maybe that you have too much work going on. Um, so for you who are experiencing these panicky feelings that regarding work, stress, money, uh, the card is advising you to try to make new plans and take a decision. It says like you need to take a decision because you have too much going on. Some of you, especially work-wise and money-wise, too much ambition. These cards talk about too much ambition, too much work. So for you who feel that you recognize yourself in this, you might have to take a break from something. Maybe you have a lot of activities in your free time at the same time as you're uh, having multiple jobs, and this card is asking you to see what is really necessary and what is not, because you need to cut down on something in order to not lose your balance here. Yeah, so let's see. I'm soon going to finish, I think, because this session was, I don't know how it will turn out. I will see if the universe has some final saying to us, final advice. Um, okay, so any final advice for this session for the people who will view this? So at any time you view this, it is now, it's in 1 year, universe makes sure that we are watching things, that magic of it, that's how the universe works. And when you are aligned with your true soul calling. I felt so amazed, and like life was magical when I started to notice these synchronicities in my own life. It was mostly it was 10 years ago, actually, or 11 years ago now. Then since then, you just at the right time thought. We were just thinking about it, and it just shows up right in front of us. Okay, so any final advice from you? Okay, so this is a very positive card for the end of this session too. It's about happiness, joy, positive energy, and encouraging card to saying just be yourself. That's all you're asked to be in this world, in your life. Just be yourself the best way you can be. Don't compare yourself to others. Don't feel pressure to live lives that are not meant for you. find out what you want, what you need, and who you are. Be yourself, Carses. Be a shining light for the world. And when you are yourself, when you are expressing yourself from your soul, just follow mainstream things, basically mainstream learning, mainstream education, mainstream behaviors, how to be socially accepted, and that makes us getting further away from our true soul purpose, our own true soul, heart, and ourselves, which is not good, obviously. But it's also a good lesson to find out this when we are lost and to get back to ourselves, to learn how to be ourselves the best way we can be, because we are all originals, but we are all part of the same big human soul at the same time. So we have more similarities than we have differences, no matter who we are and in what country we are born, etc. So just be you and expect positive outcomes when you dare to be yourself. And also when you are honest and you have pure intentions, when you do things that you feel is truly for the good of yourself and for others, positive things will come to you. So no matter if live this session with that, and thank you for following my session. My name is Irina Chapun, and that's what I call my higher self when I do my intuitive coaching work. So thank you, peace and namaste, and have a nice day and week.